Hello, as I'm preparing a dungeon for a one-shot I will be running for my group, I thought I might as well record myself and maybe other people will find it interesting. So the basic starting point, I haven't thought about it too much, is I played a bunch of Battle Brothers and it should be something revolving around like some sort of like fleshy monster. Like these are the tokens in the game of these things. I will not be using them for play. We'll just run it theater of the mind. But this is basically the starting point from which I want to begin. It should definitely be a one-shot, so I will try to have it become not too big. And yeah, I think I don't even know how it's in the game. I'm mostly playing the game for like the combat and the tactical thinking and stuff. But my idea is that like we have like this, let's call it cult leader here, and just from flesh, maybe animal flesh, like these minor like flesh creatures are created, and then we have like regular cultists, and if like a human being is transformed into like flesh monster, then they will become like bloated up and something like this. This is like the basic idea I have, and well, as I said, I haven't thought about it too much. I think there should be like a clear goal, as this is one shot and not something the players are to stumble across in any other way. And I'm not too sure. I think like for now I will just like keep it very, very traditional. I don't know, some virgin is to be sacrificed, and then they create the mega flesh gilpin or whatever. I might replace it with something like more interesting later on, but I think I don't want to think about too much sacrifice. So I have a starting point where to begin with. Then my next idea is probably like this cult thingy needs some sort of entrance point which is somewhat regularly looking. So I will just have like main entrance. Now that I'm thinking about it somewhat, like maybe I want this to be like some sort of like church or religious building, which is used by the public face of this cult, and then this will be the entrance, and probably the cultists will not be like running around with so obviously evil coded clothing, but yeah, the players will have to. Yeah, that's the idea. Like a main entrance, and the idea is I don't know yet how it will be in the final thing, but the idea is it should somehow restrict the players to, especially in how violent they want their actions to be. So maybe they have to look for a second entrance, or be like very sneaky, or find some other way to not openly use violence, as this will be in some way connected to like the wider world, and then maybe not police force, but some sort of more legitimate force would intervene and save these cultists. So main entrance, yeah, entrance hall, something like this. I won't yet fill in too many details, but I think that's something that's easy to work off, and later on I can fill it in. And then like this entrance hall will obviously connect to a few more rooms. Let's keep it open. I think like at least 3 more rooms. And I should also make it a little bit larger. So I imagine it will lead to like some sort of like still not, let's say, evil coded room, but already room secluded from the public. I'm thinking of some sort of like prayer room where like maybe new cultists will be inducted, and this is where the regular prayer hall, the more regular side of this cult is taking place, and it will probably be a large room where there will be like options to pray, and also the option to, what am I thinking, like maybe also like prayer hall, maybe a mess hall as well. So there will be like communal eating. Communal eating. Okay. As before, I will fill in the details later when I have like somewhat more of an idea what this will become. And what, as I'm talking about it, don't know if it needs to be connected to like the prayer hall, but the to the main entrance, but the prayer hall should certainly have like sleeping quarters for the new members. Sleeping quarters. Probably a pretty simple room, just like some beds in it. Okay, what else should the main entrance contain? I don't have too many thoughts on that yet, but what I already know is this prayer hall, it obviously needs another entrance from which the I don't know yet if it will be like the head of the cult, but at least like leading figures in the cult, which will hold the mess and yeah, or whatever the prayer sessions. I don't know yet exactly how this is going to work, but some room for like let's call it just like priest office or something like that. And this certainly, let's mark a little, will already, how do I like, maybe I just run across about like this prayer mess will be mostly like just a vanilla cult, nothing like too evil TM. And the priest's office should certainly have like not just bad vibes, but there should be further clues on the, yeah, on what exactly is going on here. Okay. This will be priest office, and this one will certainly have further connections, but like deeper into this, yeah, flesh people cult. I think like one other room from this from the main entrance, which will also connect to like the prayer and mess hall, will be like a communal kitchen. And there are several ideas for me. I think like one idea, the mess hall somehow has to be supplied with food, but that's like the least interesting part. This is probably like maybe what allows this cult to like reach out into like the wider masses and recruit new people by like doing like good in the world and feeding people that have trouble getting their food. And also here there should probably be like some sort of connection to a darker part of this cult. And maybe in here there will be like at least some ideas that it's something like not quite all right is happening in here. Like weird chunks of like meat which are cooked or something like that. I don't have the exact idea, but there should at least be some sort of something should be like wrong in this room. That is that. And then we're like talking about the rooms connecting directly to the main entrance. like maybe some sort of like public relations office. Let's call it that. Like, I already decided that this temple, church, whatever, will be situated in a like city or some other region where there's some power around. So let's call it like a public relations office or whatever. And this will mostly just be like a fancy room in which officials of the city or whatever can be talked to, and the cult can do its diplomacy or whatever they are up to with the city. Okay, and further connections. I don't think it already makes sense to continue with the communal kitchen. This will probably go quite deep into this this cult building. Probably the... yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. The idea is this is like the prayer and mass hall, and then we have a connection where like what's the right term for it? But some sort of like inner cult advancement will happen. Like people reached a certain understanding of the word or whatever this cult is preaching will have to be figured out later on. And the weirder and less normal parts of this cult will be present here. So maybe just to represent it, like here, probably like there aren't like quite of these flesh monsters, but people are certainly looking weird around here. And this place should also be connected to like maybe this priest's office. There should be like some connection to that. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put some text here. Yeah, and that will probably also be connected to like this priest's office, and then maybe like a minor room for like storage, maybe of like valuables, stuff to bribe officials, whatever. Let's call it treasury. Probably there's a typo somewhere in there. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. This part. And thinking about it some more, I think now I want to have like some sort of connection to from the communal kitchen to like this hidden connection to this advanced code. And somewhere here weird shit is going to happen. Like maybe people are going, will be turned into food, or like maybe something extracted from like these flesh monsters will be fed back into the food from the communal kitchen. That's what I'm thinking. So let's call it just evil kitchen. I don't know. Evil kitchen. Continuing on with this stuff. The advanced cult member. I think there should be like one further connection leading to like whatever this figure will be. I don't know even know if I want them to look this way, but some sort of like high priest's office probably also should be connected to the priest's office. And probably like not the evil TM shit is going to happen here, but the advanced cult members will learn like further insights into their cult and get like, I don't know, theory lessons, something of that sort. And maybe like some magical training is happening here for the cult members. And then next up, the idea will be okay. I'm having a thought of a very different kind. Now that I'm like looking at this thing, I think I want to think about like how this is going to look structurally, and I don't even know like why I'm thinking like this, but for some reason I want to like have some sort of like pyramid structure. So like the idea is we have like this, and then we have the main entrance in here, and probably maybe on the other side, maybe the kitchen, so people have like access to it. And then on like these areas, we have like the prayer and mass hall. Higher up, we have the like public relations, this sort of stuff. And then like maybe on the ground floor, like sleeping quarters, maybe priest's office, treasury, something like this. And then the evil stuff is happening like further underground, where we get deeper and deeper into this structure. So by now we should be underground. Yeah, no more sunlight coming in. I don't yet know if like cult members should have like some sort of dark vision. Maybe not, but probably these flesh monsters. So that might be an idea. So the cult members will like carry lanterns with them. This maybe that's a part I can take like from this idea. Maybe they aren't like regular lanterns, but they have like some weird yellow glow to it, and probably definitely sounds fun to me. Yeah, but returning from like this structural view back to like more connecting these rooms. We have the high priest's office, and then I don't know how they should be connected, but I think what I want in here is like some sort of room for like basically the flesh, it's called construction, like a place where these flesh creatures are crafted. And probably should be somewhere near like let's call it evil kitchen. And yeah, I don't know how, but yeah, I need to make connections later on. That should be part. Then, well, eventually we need like some sort of like ritual room, like the virgin needs to be sacrificed somewhere, so and well, if someone is to be sacrificed, we will also need some sort of like jail, cell block, whatever, prison, and this. Yeah. I'm thinking somewhat. We have the prison. That's like that kind of stuff. We have the ritual room. We have like the flesh construction. And then let's call it a room. Maybe, I don't know, should this be the ritual room? Maybe it should be. I will put them next to each other and then later on have to decide whether or not those should be like separate or the same room. Let's call it a transformation room, where like these human to flesh creatures are made. And I think going back to like this more structure, like how the structure of this building is going to look, I think the further idea is to, like, in the cellar we have like at first like these very like distinct rooms, and then the idea I have currently is some sort of like maybe that maze structure, but some sort of like maze labyrinth, I don't know, like beyond this. And it's more that I don't know if like these rooms should be like rooms in the sense of like being having like 4 walls or like enclosed rooms, but maybe these are more like wider spaces in this, probably like not even like actively constructed labyrinth, but maybe this used to be like a more structured, more well-built structure underground, and then walls collapsed, or maybe this is like some sort of natural structure where we have like a natural base or whatever, and a bunch of tunnels and stuff. And then these rooms, these like things are called rooms, are less like rooms, but more wider spaces where stuff can happen, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. I think that is the main idea. I haven't yet decided on the ritual room and the prison stuff. Okay. I think the next steps for me will be, if I will certainly go with this, let's call it maze idea. So I think from here on, it's hard to make like clear connections. This will just be a bunch of maze stuff, and the maze stuff will like connect back to this. I think it's a bad drawing. I will delete it. But yeah, I hope I can keep it in mind. Kind of that. I think like I don't draw too many dungeons, but I think like for this maze part I should like draw it properly, and when I do it, I will do it on paper. So that part will not be done by me like here on this like recording. I will have to do it later on. And the idea is for like a bunch of wandering like flesh creature, maybe some other people that have been trapped in here beyond like the target. I should also like, regarding the goal, think like this version thing seems weird to me. Like I'm thinking of these like masks on these creatures. This looks somehow, I don't even know what it is, like some sort of like higher status being, whatever. I don't even know if the mask is supposed to be like a part of the transformation, or maybe like a masked being was transformed here. And I'm thinking I like the second one more, so we don't have like a virgin sacrifice. We have some sort of like noble or like royal blood that is not sacrificed, but instead like transformed. Yeah. I also don't know if like, I think I began this with like this, the virgin is sacrificed to summon some greater evil. I don't think that part is necessary. Like simply like the goal of the PC is to rescue this person, and there needs to be no evil coming from them. They just want to rescue them for whatever reason. And also I think the transformation and ritual rooms should be the same thing. So or like maybe it's like, maybe this room has like several sections, but it should be like at least a bunch of rooms connected to like directly adjacent to each other in this maze thingy. Okay, thinking like through these rooms what I want to be here. Like especially we have this pyramid thingy, so let's make this a little larger so I can, maybe not this large, like this. So we will have the like steps leading up here and the main entrance. What else do I want to have in here? I don't think I want like too much stuff in here. The idea is for this to be like most like open room. So like, I think on here I'm made this look like rooms, but maybe I'm too bad at sketching this out. I have to find a way to sketch to my players, but I think this is kind of like a large corridor, like on both ends. Like on the one end, it's like this pure entrance hall, where like I don't think there should be too many structures, but there should be like a few cultists. Like I don't know. At all time, like we have like 2d4 cultists running around here. I don't even know where. Actually, I think I will just roll. It's not like I expect the players to reappear a bunch of times here. So, okay, we have 4 cultists running around here. Like not the evil TM cultists, but like just people part of the cult, maybe wearing like some sort of identifying robe, but nothing too outstanding beyond that. That is probably the starting point. And then the idea is that this will be like just a large open area, like within this pyramid. I'm thinking something like, okay, we have this. And then I'm so bad at sketching this out. Like it's more wide than it is deep. Okay, I don't think like okay, it looks horrible. I hope people get the idea somewhat. We have like, if we have the pyramid, I imagine like a step pyramid. And then so like we have some sort of ramp leading up to this like step pyramid. And then on this area, instead of the next step will not begin immediately, but instead, well, people can like walk in there and not like through a door, but like large open space. And then we have like to look like this, something like this is my idea. And then inside here would be the what's it called? Like the big prayer hall. And then on top of that we have this the public relations thingy on the very top for people to talk for people to talk in. That's the idea. And then we have like cultists running around, and then the community kitchen on the other side, where I think the same. Oh, in this case it's like 6 cultists slash food. I will just call them food cultists. Will be in here. Separate 6 that will be running on the other side. And if they are giving out food on the one side, then the other side probably should also have like some sort of interaction these people are doing. I'm struggling somewhat. I might also like combine them. Like this thing is this open space is most likely to go like around the entire like level of this pyramid, so there isn't any reason to separate into 2 rooms. So maybe, yeah, I think that makes sense. It will be just 1 room, so we have like not okay. Okay, I think this is where the problem is coming from. I'm somewhat confusing like the kitchen part where like cooking has to be done with the part where like the food is given out to the people. So I should move the cultists back here. We have like 6 and 4, so like 10 in total, but like depending on what side one comes from, there will be less or more cultists. There should be like some sort of entry ramp here as well. Like they probably will already, some of them, be standing like on the steps or like the ramp leading up. And then leading down, like up, obviously, will be the public relations. Okay, I can't like imagine how this is going to look technical. Work on a technical level, like how do people get up to the next level if this is an open room? Will have to be figured out. Probably like just another stair leading up. And this is up. Okay, so but like the main entrance doesn't have too much. I might like decide on a certain look this entire thing is going to have, but that's probably going to happen shortly before the session, or maybe depending on my mood, how I like to describe this to my player as best. This should be like on the same level as I hopefully sketched out, like this room in the center of this level of the pyramid. And I think the idea is like people are not going to eat in here. This will just be a prayer hall. Looks like, sounds to me as if like if the people like if the like aspiring cultists or people that are in the process of like becoming part of this cult, it's probably a lot more inviting if it's just like in the open where the people eat, and then that will attract more people that might just come for the food, and they see a bunch of people eating it, so they shouldn't be too worried about it. And then leading down, I should put numbers here. So this is number 1, number 2, 3 for public relations, and then I have like 2 in here. Good. I need to get rid of the, what is it? Here. So 2 in here. 1, 1. I think this thing can be deleted by now. Isn't this 1, 1? Up top we have room number 3. And then we should have like the kitchen, which is 4, 1 level below. I think now that I think about it some more, maybe the evil kitchen is like the kitchen, like the storage, and like some sort of like cultist will be in here. That like if people like actually look into the storage room, there will be a bunch of horrifying stuff where you can obviously still see the human origin that like what is later made into food can be visible, or maybe not just humans, but just a bunch of like animal and human parts presented here. And the kitchen storage will include let's just say, I don't know, half d6, 1 person. 1 cook that is turning like this into meat. And the idea is that like in the storage room, the origin of like at least some of the meat will be apparent, and in the kitchen, like people might like see this as tasting funny, but this is like very much a regular kitchen. Like maybe we have like cultists, aspiring cultists in here. Just said like here. That are like involved in the cooking process and prepping the food. Probably like maybe even people that are like full cult members, just people like helping with the cooking. So this should be underground. Then one level down also will be sleeping quarters. Let's see, anything else? And I guess the priest's office. Yeah. 6, and adjacent to it, the treasury. And here we have 7 for the treasury. And then the idea has to be that, there's like one stairwell leading like through or like past the prayer hall into the top, so priests can move into the public relations office and also into the prayer hall. That is the idea for this. The prayer hall, there will obviously be like a bunch of people in here. Let me just like roll up a number. Oh, not that many. Like 11 people will be, what is it? Here. 11, how do I call them? People plus 5 like full cultists. Like the people I've written down as people here should be like aspiring cultists. People like playing with the idea and getting the first ideas of it. And the cultists are like proper members of this cult. And then obviously like one priest that is leading this thing. In here. And is that there should be too much things. I think, I will have to come up with some sort of iconography that like connects this part already with the latter parts. Like as I said, I like kind of like this mask, so maybe like the priest will like wear some sort of like metal face mask themselves, and maybe that is like the connecting part. But that's something I will have to come up with to the beginning of the session. I think I want the sleeping quarters to be mostly boring, basically an empty room with a bunch of people in it, and I think the main like gameplay function this is going to have is like maybe some sort of trap if the players are to sneak in here and end up in a room with like a bunch of people staring at them. But I don't think I want anything interesting in here. If they were to like talk to the people in here, I could just like make up a number for people in here. Sleeping quarter, 18 people. So probably like more advanced people in the, like not the advanced cult members, but like people that have at least decided they want to stay or like test out this cult thing. I can imagine like someone comes to like a prayer session, but if you're sleeping in the cult's like sleeping quarters, you're either desperate enough or have like some intent to stay a little longer. That's the idea. The priest's office should certainly be just a handful of priests, 2 priests in here. And the treasury. I think the treasury should certainly contain, maybe I will come up with more stuff, but like weird lanterns, like the ones I described earlier, with like lanterns. This yellowish light, and let's just say fire. And they also can't be at least like normally, like maybe like other people, there's something to be done, but just like some sort of weird glowing thing. Then this should also hold like some sort of like sacrificial dagger. And anything else I want to be in this treasury. Like obviously like a bunch of treasure, but I can just throw that up in session. I like to do it that way a lot more. A bunch of treasure. Like nothing like too major, probably. If at all, only single magic items, but like just gold and some jewelry, like the kind of stuff the cult would like either like get from its members, but also could use to like bribe public officials. Yeah, maybe it should also hold like both for the people, for the players to find a way to sneak in here. Cult robes. Oh yeah, and these cult face masks might also be a nice opportunity for the players to, sneak in here and pretend to be people they aren't. Yeah, maybe later on I think of other stuff. I think, but it looks good to me for now. Robes, masks. The priest's office. Don't have too many thoughts on it. I don't know yet what the weird part in here should be. I got an idea. Maybe there will be like weird garments from like a flesh creature, and that is what is like the telltale that something is not wrong. Yeah, that's the idea, and maybe like a general like smell of rottenness in here. So there will be like a bunch of probably also treasure in here, like very fancy looking. At the same time, it smells of there's like a faint smell of rot in here, and these very out of place garments that neither look fancy. I think the discrepancy between like this generally very expensive look and that should be enough of a hint that something is off here. Okay. That we got. For the advanced cult members. Yeah. I think mostly we will have people running around like in their cult stuff around here. So we have like this time full cultists. They will wear their masks. They probably like not come out any further to like the I just called advanced cult member room. So there probably should be like some sort of option for prayer sessions. I will have to think about it some more. Probably not going to finish my ideas like in this recording. I think like the high priest's office, like it will obviously contain the high priest. And I said like and then I think like the ideas I mentioned earlier were like some sort of like black magic books, something of that sort. And what else should be in here besides like the high priest? I think of too much. Oh yeah, there should definitely a bunch of flesh around here for like people to try out their flesh magic. I think those are the main things. This room also probably should have like and also I can't. Or should resembling like some sort of abnormal humans, creatures, something like that. So I think I like the idea that if the players were to like further inspect these sculptures, they might get an idea that there's some sort of transformation from humans to like these creatures happening. And I stopped like the number thingy. Should also give them a different color so I can identify them later. I don't know. Let's make it this color. Okay. Because what I'm currently thinking is, I think I already want to move away from like this well to identify like room structure, because like early on, like the players, they will have like options to like talk their way through and like pretend to like maybe be just interested in the cult or whatever. But I feel like at this point, with like this being like part of the advanced cult member stuff, like the space needs to be a lot more open. So like sneaking is at least an option, because I feel like most attempts of like talking your way through it wouldn't really work. So unless like very directly applied violence should be the only solution, I think this room needs to be like not a single I can't talk, a single closed off room, but this already should be like somewhat like labyrinthy, so they can like hide in places and stuff like that. I think I talked about the kitchen thingy. The flash constructs. Certainly, I'm thinking like it should be like part magic, but I'm imagining like some like Frankenstein-y stuff. So like some tech like tools and some like technical apparatuses where like flesh is somehow attached to. Something like that. And this probably should be like the closest connection to like the kitchen storage, as like that is the place where, well, some of the like leftover meat will be used up. Something like this. And then the transformation room should probably like be closest to like the, obviously somewhat centrally, as this will also be like the ritual and like some sort of like prayer room, but I'm not too sure. It should also be like relatively close to the high priest's office. Like the prison cell somewhere in between will have to be sketched out by me later on. Yeah, I think, I was giving it numbers so I could fill in some more stuff. I think I did the main thing right. And this should already begin to be like one like labyrinthy mass. Which I have to like sketch out on paper. So I have an idea of it. I will just like, electrovision paper. I hope this is some sort of idea. Like I said, should be hopefully small enough so the people can get through it like in a single session. Or what are trying? Yeah. I will have to come up with like some simple stats for these, for the cultists, but shouldn't be like nothing too fancy. Yeah, this, I hope it was interesting, and maybe also like people thought it like something to use for themselves or like find inspiration in here. But yeah, I think I will end the recording now, and if people like it, I'm happy. And if not, I at least got the prep done for my next session.